Okay, so I made this pillow with the back stitch, and I left this opening here to put my stuffing. I'm gonna get my stuffing and I'm gonna put it in here through that hole, the amount that I want or that I want it to look like. Okay, this looks pretty much what I want it to look like. If I wanted more, I would put more. If I wanted less, I would put less. Okay, let me put a little more on the top. There. So now I have this gap here that I need to close, and I cannot do the back stitch with it, and I cannot even use the sewing machine with it. So when I do this with the sewing machine, I am going to have to sew it the same way. I have to use the blind invisible stitch or ladder. It's called blind stitch, invisible stitch, or ladder stitch, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, to do the invisible stitch, I'm gonna put my needle. There is a hem inside, okay, because when you sew, you should have sewed 1/2 inch from the edge, so you're gonna have that 1/2 inch inside now. This is my last stitch of what I sewed by hand, so my first stitch with the blind stitch is gonna be right next to it. So I take the hem up, about there. Okay, and I am gonna hold it like this because I managed this better with this hand. And I'm just gonna go from one side to the other side in the inside part of it, but towards the edge, like that. That's my stitch. The needle doesn't come out here. If it comes out here, it's wrong. It's only up here. That's the stitch. And I pull, and I'm gonna go, if I am on this side, I'm gonna go to the other side toward the top of the other side, one stitch, but the needle doesn't come out on the other side, and pull. And now I come back to this side, one short stitch on the top, needle came out on the other side. This is incorrect. You need to take the needle out and do it again without the needle coming out. That's correct. And go to the other side. It's called a ladder because if you see through here, it looks like a ladder. And it's invisible because when you pull, it's invisible. You cannot see the thread. I'm going to continue to the end from one side to the other. Don't pull too tight, because if you pull too tight, it's gonna look like that, okay? So pull and then kind of stretch it out again. I'm getting to the end. I'm gonna do one more on this other side. And then a tiny one there maybe. No, let's see. Let's flip it. Let's do one more on this other side. Okay, to finish, I'm gonna finish like always, but I'm gonna do a tiny stitch, very small. Inside the loop, just once. Okay, and then I'm gonna put my thread in between, pull it out anywhere, not too tight, cut it at the edge, and the thread gets in there. Readjust the stuffing, and that's the blind stitch. I should have done one more in there. I could fix that, okay? But that's the blind stitch. You cannot see it, and it's a continuation of the other stitches. That's the tiny pillow, and you can make this in a bigger size, in a smaller size, but this is how you do it. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck!